good morning, and good day. How are you? First and foremost, welcome and thank you for tuning in to Exclusiveness Entrepreneur Network. Now, I understand it's been a little over a month since my last recording for this show. Don't forget to check out other show for just non-entrepreneur talk. It's a little of everything, exclusive. And again, thank you for tuning in. This is Viet Exclusive. Let's move forward. Today's discussion is actually about, are you ready for the auctions coming up? If you've been keeping your eyes on the group and my websites and listings, you know for a fact we've got a couple of businesses with auctions coming. For instance, this coming Wednesday and Saturday, well, every Wednesday and Saturday, they have car auctions that I like to go to the ones the dealers go to. So we're only discussing the ones that car dealers like to go to. Okay? We're not discussing just any and every dealership, auction, private auction, and so forth. We're talking about where you'll find really decent cars for really low prices to resell. It's less of a personal matter, more of a flipping matter, investing. So let's get back on track. That's coming Wednesday, Saturday, and of course they have another company that has them during the week. Um, a little early on a Wednesday and a little late on a Saturday, so you can literally take four auctions in between the two. However, I'm told their vehicles are not as full packaged. And when I say this, and when it comes to auctions, and it goes the same thing with properties, because we're going to talk about the property next. We're discussing, unfortunately, people's cars have been taken due to lack of child support payments, bills owed, food on cars, towed, and they didn't pay the towing fees. So you can literally get stuck with many vehicles coming from the New York City and Pennsylvania area and New Jersey area, and a lot of them tend to go to one location. If you want to know what this auction is, make sure you check out my group, uh, Exclusiveness Entrepreneur Network. XCLUSIVNESTS Entrepreneur Network. So let's get back to what we're going to tell you. First off, with the auction we're coming up to, make sure we're going to be doing it live this time on video, so you get a chance to sneak peek what's really going on inside the auction. So we like to try and grab 1 to 3 vehicles that's decent for reselling. I'm going to just got to make sure and confirm the mechanic is going to be available so he can accompany me with, because they allow you the opportunity to check the vehicles out as long as you arrive early, about an hour, 45 minutes. You get to go through the lot and check out the different vehicles so you have a better idea of what it is you're truly interested in. Now, that will be Wednesday and Saturday coming. So stay tuned and keep an eye out, and then you'll get to see information. And we're going to check out some other ones because I want to check out the other auctions for the vehicles after this one. Now, let's move forward. We're going to tell you how to get prepared. First, we're going to talk about the auctions coming up. I got This time I want to be extra prepared ahead of time with posting the property auctions because I got a lot of heat last time because some didn't see the posting time and they didn't see till the morning of for the final update of saying, hey, don't forget the auction's today. So what's going on is, if you check my page, facebook.com/VXCULUSIV, the exclusive, that's X-ray cat long up Sam Ice V. Vice. So let's take ourselves back again, and we're going to talk about the properties. I love the properties because that's where I usually get most of my properties from. And a lot of clients get their properties from the auction. They have them in every state, definitely. What I'm actually going to be testing out next, before we even get into the properties auction, is I'm actually testing out buying a tax foreclosure for Florida because they give you, it's a title foreclosure. I'm not too sure about it yet. However, I actually researched a buddy who lost a property to auction for non-taxes. Well, he died basically, and the family wasn't aware that it just doesn't pass to you. There's bills, there's things going on. They were still living there. So I'm learning it from a personal aspect because he no longer has the property. He's passed away. The family no longer has the property. It got lost in tax foreclosure. And the title was purchased and they never paid it. And the person never notified them, hey, you're really going into foreclosure. Um, they weren't, it was too far gone now by the time they got the final, hey, open his mail. This is what's going on. Now, fast forward, the house was worth about 300,000. It's in Florida. It's sold to the title, the lien, for 64,000 on the notes to pay off the bank. Because some people think, hey, it's a foreclosure. The bank no longer gets covered. Wrong. With a title foreclosure, there can be liens on the title. So you need to get title insurance sometimes or do your title research. Both, not or, and. So this way you can protect yourself because there could be liens on the title. Now, when the bank had a lien on the title, they had to pay the bank off and they got the property for 64, whoever purchased the title. And then after purchasing it for the 64, they turned around and sold it out for over 100. And now the person living in it, they no longer live in it because they turned around and lived in it. This all happened within 4 or 5 years. Or could it be 6? Yeah, about 6, 5, 6. So basically, at this point, that person turned around and sold that $100,000 house for almost $200,000. And it gives you a quick glimpse into what really goes on with properties. So stay tuned when I get ready because I've been checking out different tax foreclosures, but I'm not buying a title for more than $500 max. And then I need to go and after I do my research on the property, I need to find out who has liens on it and what's going on. Like I don't want to just buy it, but the auction for the title, the last couple of auctions have been ending pretty cheap. And not to mention, based on the seller's rep, they've been getting a lot of feedback 2, 3 years later. Hey, thank you for the property. I was able to close and get it and basically pay just um, the bank off 10,000. One, he paid no bank. I've been checking reviews because you can really do your research. So let's fast forward because I don't have that much time. So now we're going to the auctions. So now this week, we want to thank again as usual Manasseh and their pool auction. We have a lot of different companies that we're dealing with. I'm going actually out of my area, but within a half an hour zone traveling because I'm not looking. I want to try to get 2 to 3 properties, and they got some really nice ones. They're spread out within different counties. Uh, some need work. I may get a piece of land. I'm still debating if it's really nice and it could be locked down. I may look at it, and if it's attached to a house, I may look to purchase it if I can get it for under $100, and then turn around and drop a letter of intent to sell to any properties connected to it next door. I just don't, I'm not a fan of all that extra soliciting, but you got to do your cold calls, warm calls, and your hot calls now. Well, emails, letters, and so forth. I just call them all calls. So now I say, hey, I got something next to you. Do you want this extra land? I'm willing to give it to you. 4,000, 2,000, 3,000. It depends. Check the property's values going around, the house value, because by them having a property, you actually, and it's connected to that land, you can literally pitch to them. Have you thought about doubling your value or increasing your property's value? Well, based on my research, if you added this property right now, free and clear title, for $1,500 or $10,000 based on the value, you know, your property value could estimately jump from here to here, and you can increase your land and develop in the future and have the biggest lot on the block. It's different ways you can pitch it, but this is just to let you know. Now let's get back to this wholesaling. So we're heading to the auction. The open house is this weekend on my birthday. Yes. They're like, you're really spending your birthday going to look at houses and trudging through 30 basements. Yup, I am. Yay for me. Happy birthday to me. Because if I find a house I'm in love with, I'm going to be singing happy birthday all week. We got to get this. So the houses, they got some interesting ones. A lot of ranch type properties. A few double levels of one or two, 8 families. I know what I'm looking at. I've already researched them online. So you're going to listen to everything I do. There's an auction coming up. Boom. You want to research every location on this property. And you want to put in the estimated values. You want to put in the taxes. You want to check Zillow, Trulia. There's so many sites. You can just check Google. And it will give you everything you need on the property. If it doesn't pull up in Zillow, there's always opportunities. If not, send me the address. Send me a list of addresses. I can do the research for a simple fee and get you all the information you need on the properties you're looking for, even who own it and so forth, if it's available or in the city records online. Now, because if I'm not out there, I can't get out there to Hawaii now. So as long as I can access it, or if you don't mind me sending some letters and back and forth or waiting, it's all about getting the goal completed. So back to the houses. We've only got 3 minutes left. So I'm going to say a lot in 3 minutes. Here goes. Sunday, we're going to go and check the properties that are out. I've already wrote down. You make sure you get your research on each property. You get your maps details. You get your estimated what the properties in the area sold for, comps. You want to look at comps that's not as exotic as yours. I like that word. We're going to look at some that are to your level and some that exceed. Because then you want to go and look at these properties this week and you need to give them a rating between A and F. If they fail, they will be on the, oh my gosh, you're going to have a lot of work to do. Mind you can buy it and it could be problems, so don't forget that. And if they pass your initial walk-in, I say whenever you walk into a property, always imagine when you buy a house that is an empty shell. I don't care if the walls are pretty and they done painted it up. I don't care if the floors are gorgeous. Nice hardwood strip. I don't care because anyone can make it look real good and you can have no pipes in in your walls. It's not funny, it's reality. So we head to the auction. You head to the auction, open house. You check them out, you give your ratings. So you'll have 2 ratings. Your prior ratings when you researched it and your prior ratings when you looked at it. Now that you got both your ratings, what do you estimate paying now? If your rating of A is worth this amount and your rating of F is worth this amount, and based on their estimated value, where do you fit it? Is it within the margin you're interested in? So this way this is the max I'm expecting to pay between this amount and that amount. Your A's through F's on your subcategories and your A's through F on your yes categories. That's like the higher price you're willing to go versus your lower price. Now we've got 1 minute left, and I'm gonna say some quick things. Now you've gone and checked out the property. You make sure you bought somebody who is familiar with real estate and so forth. That understands what you do. It's very good to have a network. Now you've written down your prices. You checked the neighborhood out. You've gone over everything else, schools, so forth, all that research. You've gotten multiple different comps so you can see what's going on. You've gone into the house now. You've seen what's going on. Check the basement. Check the attic. Check the under the sinks. Flush the toilets. If the toilets don't flush, there may not be no water. Bring a gallon of water with you. Okay? Put them in your car. A couple of gallons of water. If you rush it down into the toilet or put it in the top of the toilet basin and you hit the plug, it'll flush the toilet without water running. And if you go in the basement and you see water on the floor, you've got a leak. Boom. Let's move on. Catch you at the auctions next week. Come check me out on the group to get more information.